Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you as always for your tweets. Shaka Hislop with us, as is Julien in London, where Jules is pouring with rain. Is that right?
It is indeed that. I don't know if you can hear it, but yeah, it's absolutely pouring. It's been threatening the last 2 days. It's been really, really hot here for many, many days now. So I think it was due, but this is proper bad.
Oh, I wasn't expecting such an in-depth weather forecast. Thank you very much for that, Jules. So much appreciated.
You asked a question, I answered.
I thought it was just the tears of Atalanta fans raining down on your PSG house, Jules.
Oh.
Hey, by the way, humble brag time. I want to say congratulations to my eldest son, who got into medical school today. How cool is that? He passed his A-levels.
Oh.
And the good thing about it, Shaka, he's going to Newcastle. So maybe you could offer him some advice on maybe some nightlife that you could recommend.
I don't know anything about the nightlife up in the Northeast, Dan. I can advise about where best to find a quiet place to study, that type of thing.
Yeah.
If that's the type of thing he needs to know.
Which library is good?
Yes, I'm sure, Shaq. Yeah, a frequent visitor to the library during time at Newcastle. Okay, as a PSG fan, is Jules happy or sad that Leipzig beat Atletico?
I really had no preference. I think in a way both styles I think suited PSG, or at least I can see PSG playing against and doing well. I think Atletico, I mean, in fairness, I'm happy because at least football won, and trying to play football and trying to do things properly with creativity, with ideas, with movement won, instead of not even trying. I mean, the only time Atletico tried, they scored a goal, but then the rest of the time they didn't do anything. So good on Leipzig and on Nagelsmann to come up with that kind of plan and that kind of tactics all season. And I'm just looking forward to that game because it's going to be a very open, attacking, entertaining game, which would not have been the case had PSG faced Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, we prefer to see PSG Leipzig, don't we, Shaq?
Yeah, in all honesty, listen, I think Leipzig have been, well, not with Atalanta or the tournament, Leipzig are now the fairy tale story. And though Jules was telling us during the show that he is more than happy for PSG to go home now, job done. I think,
That's not what I said.
I think maybe he's holding out some hope.
Yeah, Jules said pretty much anything now is a bonus. Semi-finals is what they wanted. That's what they've got.
This is why we're here. Yeah.
Billions of dollars over the years. It's a good question, Shaq, to you. Is Timo Werner crying?
Why?
Because he could have played in the Champions League semi-final.
No, listen, you make those decisions at the time with the best information at hand, and you take it. You don't cry over that. I mean, listen, you congratulate your former teammates. You're happy for them. You move on. You don't cry over that.
But he could have stayed, Shaq. Jules, he could have, couldn't he? He could have stayed till the end of this run.
Yeah, Chelsea gave the green light. Chelsea said you can stay if you want, and I think RB Leipzig, of course, ideally they would have liked to keep him, even if that would have meant, extending the contract and insurances and things like that. But that was easy to do. Other clubs have done it, so it was really his own decision to decide not to go to Lisbon for the final 8 and just come to London and go on holidays first, and then come to London earlier than what he would have done had he stayed a little bit longer with Leipzig.
I don't get it, Shaq.
No, listen. You make those decisions at the time with the best information you have at hand, and as a professional, you learn not to go back and second guess or have a post-mortem about it. You move on.
But as a professional, this could be a one chance of playing a Champions League semi-final.
Absolutely, I get that. But every decision you make as a professional comes with some risk. Whatever that risk can come in a number of different forms. This is just one. And as a professional, you don't dwell on it. You really don't.
Who is in most dire need for Upamecano, who was fantastic today, wasn't he? Jules?
Oh, I think he's incredible. And if you think that he's only 21 and there's still a few things that he can improve on, you can just think that in 3 or 4 years' time, he would be even more incredible and even better and stronger and potentially one of the best defenders in the world. So I think a lot of teams like Manchester City, like Manchester United, who are the two big English clubs who really need a centre-back, but Chelsea as well. I mean, Arsenal is not obviously at the same level than the others, but I would really think that any top clubs, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, because there would be a point where Sergio Ramos has to retire, Barcelona, where Piqué is not getting any younger, Umtiti is always injured, and Langley is Langley. I really believe that there's not one club in those big, we're talking like top European clubs, who could look at Upamecano and say, nah, that's not for us. I really don't. I mean, all of them should have him on their list and go like, do you know what? This guy is the future at centre-back.
Shaq, isn't it funny? I feel like the rhetoric has changed over the last few years about how high we put top-class centre-backs now on a pedestal compared to the past. I feel like they're now on a par with everybody else.
No, the thing is for me that there's been a dearth of top-class centre-backs who defend. Sergio Ramos has been kind of held as at the top of that heap in terms of centre-backs in world football, yet everybody, even in praising him, would always point to what he gives you in the opponent's box and accept his defensive mistakes as well as part of the package. But now you're talking about a defendant, Upamecano, who defends first and defends as well as anybody in world football, bar maybe Van Dijk. He's up there in terms of just pure defending. But as Jules points out, he's young, still has a long way to go. But what you see in terms of his composure, in terms of his decision making, how he does not go to ground and does not leave that lazy leg hanging and doesn't seem to get drawn out of position, which you can accuse so many of today's centre-backs of doing. Anybody would have him, any big club in world football.
Does Jules wish Neymar was as clinical a finisher as Tyler Adams?
I mean, in fairness, Marquinhos scored a goal with a bit of a deflection. I would have taken any deflection from any of the Neymar chances on Wednesday night. And you know what? Sometimes you get that bit of luck, and Tyler Adams certainly got that tonight.
Will they give him the goal? As we go to air, I think it's still his goal, but will the committee, they take it off? No, Shaq, you think they'll give it to him?
Yeah, it was on target. I mean, Black had it covered.
Really? Was it? How big is the goal?
Just. If it was just, yeah.
Really? Yeah, it was on target, definitely. What does Atleti finally have? What does Atleti have to do to win the Champions League? What's missing?
They need Mbappe and Neymar.
Yep, Mbappe, Neymar, Messi.
They sign him, yeah, and Upamecano.
Yep,
done.
Bomb, sorted.
Call it off right now.
And another manager.
Yeah.
And another manager. I'm sorry, I love Diego Simeone, and he's been great. He was a great player. He was certainly a great manager when they were at their peak. But I really believe you cannot win top matches anymore by just being only about your defense. It just doesn't. Okay, sometimes you could have a bit of luck and you go to Liverpool and somehow you win where you could have easily lost 4-0. But I don't think you can go all the way through in a competition like this by just defending. This is not possible. And also, if you're Saul Niguez, who has more in him than just defending, if you're Koke, if you're Joao Felix, of course, or even like Thomas Lemar, who hardly plays, but if you're those players, surely you want a different style of football now. I mean, this was good at some point, and he showed everybody the art of defending, and this is great, and everybody wins in a certain way, and I've got no issues with that. But right now, I think this is finished. This is over. I really don't think you can win a Liga title over 38 matches by just defending. Impossible, and certainly not a Champions League by just purely defending. Like he did tonight against RB Leipzig. I mean, okay, against Bayern Munich or Man City, you feel like, okay, let's play deep and see what happens. But not against RB Leipzig, come on.
Yet this is the team that knocks out the defending champions in the last round, Shaq.
Yeah, as Jules rightly points out, you can do that on occasion, but it's not going to take you all the way through. Saying that, in this format and in a one-off game, you feel it lends to Atleti's style, or, you know, maybe you can upset the apple cart, you know, given that it's just over 90 minutes. The amazing thing for me, and Jules is absolutely right, but when you saw Atletico Madrid play in pre-season, you thought this was going to be an attacking, expansive, high-paced, high-quality football team, and then all of a sudden you go from pre-season into the regular season, and it's just regressed into what you've seen from Diego Simeone for far too long. We had some suggestion that maybe more attack-minded a couple of years ago. Again, you kind of got that hint again in pre-season. But we're here having the same old conversations again, sadly.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.